It's a good. We are on a little bit later than we normally are, but that's the beauty of our podcast and being entrepreneurs. We get to have things fit into our schedule, and sometimes that schedule changes. But anyways, it is Friday. We know what that means. It is Fantabulous Friday. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live from a kind of unsettled Vero Beach with two
Sistas. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Janice, aka Wellness Diva.
Here we go, a little back.
Oy vey.
Okay, he's right.
And switching around some stuff in the desk area here. It's a kind of a gloomy day, although it looks like a partly cloudy or partly sunny right now, I should say. I like saying that. But I have, what do they call it? I rigged a light. And I'm actually,
yeah, I was gonna say your lighting looked a little differently. It looks good.
Yeah, so I'm very proud of myself. My creative process has really taken on a whole new meaning. But
well, that's awesome.
Get right into Fantabulous Friday. As everyone can see, I have my water bottle back there. After that, I only have 16 more ounces to drink. So I'm really excited about that because
that's good. You're getting it over early. So hopefully you can flush out your system before you go to bed and not get up during the night, like some of us has to do. Because you know what, when you drink a lot of water, which is essential to hydration, number one, but also depleting the impurities that are in your body from not only the foods that you eat, but guess what, from the air that you breathe, toxins that are around you. And it's always good to replenish, because when you replenish, you refuel. Fantabulous Friday. You know, the other day, a package came in the mail and I didn't have time. It's one of those busy weeks, but I'm super excited to share. So for those of you who don't know or might remember, we interviewed Alex Diaz, who is the director producer of Joseph, and part of what he does is obviously self-funding. So he runs fundraisers, he does these few different things, but he has these beautiful sweatshirts and they go right to support for him to get up to that next level. So I want to thank him. I ordered two and I'm going to unpackage them because they're so nice. It's so good to support other entrepreneurs in their endeavors. And a lot of times you have to get creative, right? So I was excited that I'm actually unpackaging them on Fantabulous Friday. And I got two different colors because one's for Johnny, one's for me. But I'm gonna open up the white one right now. So as you can see, it's his production company. That's his symbol right there, AD. And
oh, wow.
Look how nice this is. I'm gonna go to
I have to order mine.
In the back.
Oh, I like that.
Very simple. Wow, these are nice quality. Oh, and even on the hoodie, Joseph the film.
Oh my gosh.
Right on the hood. That's awesome. So when you're, in New England and it's cold and damp, you put your hood on. But those are just, oh, I love them. They're awesome.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, they're really awesome. And we love, like you said, we love supporting other entrepreneurs, as well as, this particular project of his. And we're actually going to do a follow-up with him, but we're super excited because he's also included in the round table of our 250th episode, which is coming up sooner than we think.
Next Friday.
It's next Friday already. So I'm going to have to show him, but boy, the quality is, because sometimes you get these things and the quality's not there.
Oh,
this has got nice quality. I love it. Love it. So thank you. I'm glad I ordered them and glad that I'm supporting another local entrepreneur in the Northeast, going after their visions, their goals. He is not letting his in the graveyard because his is actually, he's the producer and the director and it's his story, but ultimately it's God's story. This vision that came to him truly from the Almighty. And if you haven't seen the trailer, just click on josephs.com. Joseph's the film, I think it is .com, and get a glimpse of the trailer because it's amazing. The costumes and everything that he's created basically from the vision that he drew on many drawings over the many dreams that he had. So it's pretty impressive to kind of see a modern day miracle on this Fantabulous Friday. So what is going on and how do we celebrate everything up to this point that we've been through? So we had Monday Mindset, which was Memorial Day. We had Triumph Tuesday, Wealth Wellness Wednesday, Trending Thursday, and leading up to this Fantabulous Friday. So the whole point of every single day with a theme, and you can create your own themes within your own, personal space of what kind of leads you up to that celebration where you can pat yourself on the back. You can have that conversation with yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I did a good job. I completed this task, or I went for this that I keep saying I was going to do and I never got to do it. And then maybe you started something, a project. Maybe you didn't quite complete it, but at least you took the first step forward. That's what Fantabulous Friday is, to always remember and to celebrate your accomplishments, your goals, and they don't have to be these huge things. We always talk about that as well. They can be just something very small that is a stepping stone to the next big project. So how was your week, Jan? I mean, we try to put it out there to our viewers and listeners, but we also like to include little things that we've kind of accomplished to share with you that we're authentically us. And sometimes our goals are just tidbit things too.
Well, Carol Sue, thank you so much for asking. So as everybody knows, I'm doing 75 hard. So I just want to share a little update with that. I am on day number 11, 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. And let's just say that was challenging the last week because of all the rain and everything. And then I hurt my foot in Connecticut. So Monday, which was Memorial Day, I normally do my power walk first. But I obviously knew I couldn't walk, but I'm thinking to myself, well, how am I going to get an outside workout done without doing my power walk? Well, I'm like, duh, I'll just put a little chair out there and, do some weight works and, do some weights. And I was pushing myself with the weights. But anyway, so that was great. So I'm really excited about that because I've been coming up with all this creative stuff to kind of, I don't want to say combat. Nope, can't do that. Obviously, again, I couldn't walk right on that Monday, but I conquered that and I'm really proud of myself. And I have the mindset, the triumph, the wellness, the trending, and the fantabulous kind of rolled into one ball, which is so exciting for me. And of course, there's always other things, but the one thing that I'm working on today, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I had mentioned that my desk was a disaster.
I think you actually mentioned that yesterday.
I don't know what it was, but what day it was, but just a disaster. And I'm working on a huge project for a client and I'm like, I can't work like this. And as of a few seconds ago, it was a mess. And so, when you start a project like that, and obviously I did the lighting, but it's like you have to make more of a mess to clean up a certain mess. And how that transpired, what was it, 3 weeks ago or so, we had our roof replaced. And that day that I was working, I was getting all this stuff in my hair. And I think in a lot of respects, I'm still trying to wash it out. So needless to say, everything around me was cluttered with icky stuff. So I'm working on that this afternoon. Just lots of great stuff. And, I'm feeling very boom.
You're feeling very boom, huh?
I'm feeling very boom. Like I got this.
That's awesome. Well, we, generally speaking, everything got a little combobulated this week. As I chatted about on my personal page, every time you have a Monday holiday, it kind of throws your schedule off. You always get confused on what day it is. So I had a lot of bumps in the road with appointments and things. I did finally get caught up, so that is a good thing. But it's one of those things that you take for granted, and here I am, I use my planner, I'm looking at the days, but they're not, obviously registering because every day seemed like it was a day earlier. So I felt like I was kind of a dollar day, was it a dollar short, dollar, whatever that saying is. I always felt like I was playing catch up. But one thing that I happen to absolutely love, and I shared it on my personal page, is my new contraption here. which I have not totally figured out yet.
Oh, wow.
But it is, let me see if I can switch that around, because I think we're actually on right now. See if you can see we're on our podcast. So this is the microphone, the lighting, and I haven't really had it because it's just literally been that busy of a week. I have not had a chance, and I'm trying to see if I can turn the light on, but I haven't figured out all the little different gadgets of it. So that's kind of what my thing that I'm going to be doing this weekend. Because I love this, because this is something that I can travel with. You got the lighting, you got the microwave, it's on its own tripod. You can kind of change it in different positions. So I'm going to kind of play around with gadgets, because gadgets, while I often love them, I don't always know how to operate them. So it takes me a little bit longer. I'm more of a visual person. So, I like to, sometimes I really kind of utilize, I wonder how many of our audience and viewers do that, utilize YouTube, because YouTube videos are a great way to learn something where you need that visual aid, kind of a step-by-step instruction, show me how to do this. So I think that's pretty cool, but I'm pretty excited about that. And what else did I accomplish today? Oh, I did a little bit more organization within the house, and that always feels good. And I actually cleaned out my office closet, which again, more organization, condensing, getting rid of old files, because I've got new things in the works that are coming up over the next few months that I'm gearing up for. So I want to kind of, the whole get rid of the old, get ready for the new. So I worked on that. So I felt really good about that. And as far as pickleball goes, I really upped my game this week. So I was super excited that I really was not focusing in on the win, because how many times do we do that when you're doing something either competitive or you're playing tennis? Maybe you're a runner, you're trying to beat your time from the previous day. Power walking, maybe you're trying to add more miles in and get your timing down. So we get competitive with ourselves, right? We always do that. Why wouldn't you be? Because you always want to leave the day knowing you did better this day than you did before, but also knowing going into the next day that you're going to up your game a little bit. So I try to focus in a few things that I need to critique about my stroke and critique about the way we're stepping. So I really focused on those things. I didn't focus on the win, and that felt really, really good. So what are you going to do to celebrate your wins this week? How can you celebrate? And is it odd to celebrate yourself? Absolutely not. What do you say about that, Jan?
Oh, it is a celebration. And by the way, I just want to say June 4th, 1980. So that was 41 years ago. 41 years ago, I graduated from high school on this date. So happy anniversary, Cromwell High School, class of 1980. Yikes, 41 years ago.
Wow. That's a wow.
That's a wow. It certainly
wow.
is.
Is there any all class reunions scheduled for? Cromwell High School does that in Cromwell, Connecticut. Instead of doing, one school year, they combine all the different school years and do a all class school reunion.
I haven't heard of anything like that.
I was curious because of obviously, states are opening up. Festivities are starting to happen in different states, and I'm glad to see that New England is starting to really pop, with the spring, and then, we're really only weeks away from the first day of summer, if you can believe that. And that is what, June 21st, I believe. So, we're only weeks away from that. And the spring just seems like it's almost like flying by, don't you think?
Well, we had a little bit of spring, and then we had, then it went up a notch. Then we had spring, and then it was, no, we're going back to fall or March. Take your pick. Yeah. And in fact, it was funny because I had switched the summer sheets. I'm sorry, the winter sheets to the summer sheets. And then we had that real cold spell. Like, it was cold.
Yeah.
So I went from wearing summer jammies one night to wearing winter jammies and socks on my feet. Well, I wear socks on my feet anyways, to big puffy socks on my feet. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold.
Oh yeah, no, we're actually in our rainy season, and we've actually had well, where we really actually needed the rain because like even our ponds were very low. So we've had 4 days of solid rain periods each day. So it hasn't been a complete rain out. And that's the weird thing about Florida is you'll get these downpours and it could rain for like even an hour or two. And you think, for me, it's like going back to that New England cloudy, gloomy day, and then 2 seconds later the sun is out. So, but we are in our rainy season, which also means that we're entering into hurricane season as well. So I haven't heard of any storms on the way. Like I said, we've gotten some much needed rain, which that's part of the whole process of each season. And our grounds and our grass and our pond are very just soaking it all in, which is much needed, which leaves a little bit more work for us in the pool area. Johnny's got some work to do this afternoon around the pool area because of the rain when it comes down, and he likes to clean it all out. So we've got that going on, but we're taking those steps to celebrate us, to prepare for the weekend, and to also kind of keep us in that celebration mode, but also being mindful of the hard work that we did to achieve where we are right today, this moment. And we are not going to self-sabotage ourselves over the weekend. It doesn't mean that we cannot enjoy a good cookout or, a nice dinner out or lunch or whatever. But know that, what, we are firm believers that you should eat all food groups. You should be able to splurge. Just don't do it for every single meal. It's kind of simple, don't you think?
Very simple. And obviously on 75 hard, no alcohol for 75 days. And that's not a big deal for me. I mean, everyone knows I love my martinis. I love to have one on the weekend, but I can deal without that for a while. So I'm good with that.
That's good. That's good. So I'm sure you're celebrating some of your successes with 75 hard. So we're going to ask our listeners and viewers, what are you celebrating? What little milestone did you achieve? What milestone did you achieve of something that you didn't think you were going to achieve? Because that's always a nice surprise when you cross something off that checklist and you're like, God, I did it. And I'm sure for you, a lot of that is with doing the 75 hard, like just getting in that gallon of water, which for a lot of people is not only a milestone, some cannot do that because everyone's body's different. Everyone's digestion track is different. So for some people, a gallon of water is way too much. But I would also let you know that it does not, and it should not deter you from doing a challenge. If you have to do a moderate version of a challenge, do it. There is no shame in that game. And whatever the steps, the fact that you're taking those steps to make sure that you are successful in that challenge, even with a modification, deserves a pat on the back, deserves you did it. I'm so glad that you got through this week and gearing up towards Monday. So I think the message for Fantabulous Friday should always be celebrate you no matter where you are in your health, your wellness, your mindset, because if you dig deep down hard enough and you're actually kind of tracking yourself, which we all should be doing, you're going to find something to celebrate. Right, Jan?
That's right. And what does that bring us when we celebrate? Joy.
Feeling good, feeling happy, and yes, feeling joy. With that, this is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live from right now sunny Vero Beach. Wishing all of our viewers and listeners a great, great weekend. I'm with myself. I always am, in my heart and my soul, but I share that with my other half,
Sistas. Hey, this is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. We will see you on Monday, and that will be June 7th at 0800.
There we go.
Great weekend. Take care. Bye,
Bye-bye, everyone.